It's the final weekend for Big East softball in the 2023 regular season, and today we have two teams vying for one of the 6 coveted spots in the Big East Conference Tournament. It's Game 1 between the Georgetown Hoyas and the DePaul Blue Demons on Hoya Vision. Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Byram here with you from Southeast Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. The 16-30 Hoyas play host to the Blue Demons, who are 14-30 on the season, and as I said, everyone has their sights on the Big East softball standings. Playoff implications here for today. All the Hoyas need here this weekend is one victory, and they are back in the Big East tournament. Of course, the Big East tournament expanding to 6 teams this year. Previously, it had been 4, but DePaul, historically one of the best programs in this conference, is going to make things difficult because they, while it may be an outside shot, still have a chance at being able to make the dance here with a series victory this weekend. Well, as teams are taking their spots on the field, DePaul will get things started. In the circle today for Georgetown will be number 11, Julia Parker. Julia Parker this year going to be making her 19th start on the season, a 4-12 record in the circle, a 6.39 ERA. She is a right-handed pitcher, and she does a great job at finessing the zone, gets a lot of strikeouts looking, but the problem for her is trying to get through the second time through the order. She's been much better this season than what she has in seasons past, at least in that element of her game, as her first pitch is thrown in at 2:58, a little bit of an early start here today. As we get our first look here at the Blue Demons, Nicole Sullivan, the junior, in the batter's box. So Parker looking in with Sullivan as this one's fouled off behind her to bring the count to 1-2. A lot of good bats at the top of this lineup for DePaul. Typically, you would see it's a little bit more of a traditional lineup, if you will. Have some fast players up front and then some big hitters following up. Get some runners on base. Try and get runs across that way to get things started. And things get started well in a good way for Parker as she has a strikeout looking on Nicole Sullivan. So Sullivan goes down in 4 pitches. Behind her will be Bailey Cosgrove, the second baseman. And then the rest of the lineup coming up after this pitch here from Parker momentarily. One away, and then that one hits Cosgrove, who will take first base. So behind Bailey Cosgrove, it will be Brooke Johnson. Anna Wohlers will be batting cleanup. Tori Myers in the 5th spot. DH Carly Alvers will be batting 6th. 7th is Grace Frazier. Riley Poole is batting 8th. And Addison Talbot, the left fielder, is in the 9 hole. As Parker now has to face a runner on. Immediately after getting the strikeout, now she has to get herself out of an own self-inflicted jam against Brooke Johnson. Johnson's batted 3rd in this lineup throughout the entire season for DePaul, senior out of Chinos Hills, California. Really had an impact this year for the Blue Demons. Comes into today with a .323 batting average. That is second best for the Blue Demons. This one's hit up into the air, won't make it out of the infield, and there is out number 2. Just needed 3 pitches, and Brooke Johnson goes down. Fly out to second base. And now Parker has a chance to get out of it here against Anna Wohlers. Wohlers, defending Big East second team member. See outfield playing way back for the Hoyas. As Wohlers has a big bat on her shoulder. .352 average, making her 45th start of the season. Comes in with a .719 slugging percentage, which is best for the Blue Demons. Always going to be a threat when she steps up into the batter's box. And now Parker has evened the count to make it 1-1. Cloudy day today here in DC. 66 is our temperature. 8-mile-per-hour wind. It is coming in from the north, so it does make it quite chilly if the wind catches you just right. From your vantage point, it will be coming in from left field, so we'll keep some of those balls a little bit closer in play. Really won't affect things much out to right, but might bring them more foul than what you would traditionally see. Wohlers gets hit by a pitch, and now there are 2 on here for DePaul. Again, for Parker, she may be a junior, but this is just her 2nd year competing with the Hoyas. Again, Georgetown did not play during their COVID season. This one popped up in a dangerous spot, but it just goes foul. Tori Meyer, she was able to get that one to drop in. That might have been multiple runs here for the Blue Demons here in the 1st inning. Meyer, .244 batting average. She also has started every single game for the Blue Demons. One of 4 players to do so. This one into the bat to Parker. She has a second. Double clutch in, gets it on over to first. So she faces 5 batters. Doesn't allow a hit, but she does allow 2 on. But the score is 0 on the board, and that's all that matters. Bottom of the 1st, Hoyas up to bat. Coming up next on Hoya Vision. Back here at the Nats Youth Baseball Academy. DePaul versus Georgetown. Big East softball action. Bottom of the 1st coming up here. Hoyas will be up to bat. Let's go ahead and introduce you to that starting lineup for Georgetown. Leading things off, as she has done all season, Cameron Kondo. Morgan Zamora, the shortstop, is in as number 2 batter. Batting 3rd, the catcher, May Forshee. The DH for today is Kayla Dunn. She is also batting cleanup. 5th is Lorena Vasquez-Enzuna. 6th is Gianna Sculo, playing out in right field as she has done so the past several weeks. Diana Campos will be batting 7th, and playing first, Casey Lyman will be at 2nd base, batting 8th. And then in the 9 spot, Claire Turner, the center fielder, always dangerous with her speed if she is able to get on. And they'll be going up against the talented freshman pitcher, and Abby Pochi. Coming out of Chicago, Illinois, has had an Zamora now. Hoyas do a real good job of varying their lineup. Don't have all the power at the front. They mix it in. Of course, Kondo being number 1 in the lineup. Then you go down to Zamora, and then May Forshee and Dunn are in 3 and 4. So a little bit mix of you want to get your top batters near the top of the order, but also have your big bats at pivotal spots with both Forshee and Dunn. This is Zamora, right-handed batter, as there are 2 balls thrown right by her. Her last game against the Butler Bulldogs, 0 for 4, negated what had been a great series for her. First 2 games there against the Bulldogs, she was 3 for 7 with 5 RBI and scored 3 runs, but blanked there in that last one. So trying to get things back going in the positive direction here, but this one's lifted up to left, popped up, playable, and then grabbed there out in left field by Addison Talbot. 2 away now for the Hoyas.
Number 15, May Forshee.
And then here's the big bat that DePaul has to keep an eye on, May Forshee. Hasn't been a season that's been as impactful as last year was, but still a veteran player. Some good numbers this year. You can never count her out. 5 home runs in the season, 25 RBIs, has 16 extra base hits. And now she's looking to lead the Hoyas back to the postseason, doing so what would be in the first time of her career. Could get that stamp today, punch their ticket with a win this afternoon. All they have to do is win 1 game of this 3-game set, and they are in. Paul, they need some wins, and then they also need some help, as Poshi falls behind 3-0 here to Forshee. Forshee keeping the bat on the shoulder. And now the freshman, once looking to get out of the inning quickly, now throws 4 straight balls to May Forshee. So runner on now here for Kayla Dunn.
Number 16, Kayla Dunn.
Dunn this season, .277 average. Everyday starter for this team. Currently, though, on a 4-game hitless streak. Trying to end that here today as we have a quick circle visit. Riley Poole, junior, coming out to talk to her freshman pitcher. She has thrown 5 straight balls, 4 to Forshee and 5 to Dunn. Can't find the strike zone. One thing she can keep in mind is there is some space to hide behind Dunn, so don't give her anything that's dangerous. She's trying to continue to get that inside portion of the zone and finally gets a strike call to make it a 1-1 count. Pochi looking in. Mark brings it to the belt. The windup, and this one hit, and will go down for a base hit. A single here for Dunn, and Forshee will be an over at third base. Dunn trying to get another bag, and she does. Kayla Dunn advances on the exchange, and now just like that, after 2 outs, May Forshee and Kayla Dunn get aboard to give them 2 runners in scoring position here in the first. Huge moment now for Georgetown to strike early. With the pressure going to fall down here on Lorena Vasquez and Zunza. But now we will have the head coach, Tracy Addick-Zins, come out to talk to her young arm. She was rolling, things were looking good. Had 2 outs and 7 pitches, high efficiency. But then couldn't find the strike zone. Forshee testing her to throw strikes. And Dunn hitting for contact. And able to get Forshee all the way over to third, 70 feet away from scoring. As DePaul cannot afford to drop a game here. As that one's fouled off on the first pitch by Vasquez and Zunza. The 0-1, 0-2, fouled back. Pochi trying to sneak in a fastball there Already up to now 17 pitches here in the first inning. Riser there for a ball. Pochi probably pitching in her best stretch of the year. Last 3 games, 10 innings pitched, just 2 earned runs, 9 walks, and 6 Ks. Zunza stays alive. One, two. Runners on second and third. Hoyas looking to strike here in the first. Vasquez and Zunza fouls off another pitch. That's 4 fouls here in this at-bat. Grounder doesn't make it out of the infield. They get the play at first. The inning is over, and they do. So the Hoyas threaten. They get 2 aboard. They, in fact, get them in scoring position, but they're unable to bring them home with 2 outs, and then finally the 3rd out is recorded. So after 1, score is Georgetown 0, DePaul 0. We'll be back after this. Carly Albers, Grace Frazier, Riley Poole are the 3 due up for DePaul. Find it interesting that game 1 of this series, we don't see either of the top arms for either team coming out here. For Georgetown, that would be presumed to be Brooke Plonka, who has made 19 starts on the year, the most on the team. Best ERA in the club as well, and has over 100 strikeouts on the season, 120 to be exact, but she is on the bench, perhaps to be available in relief opportunities, some high leverage situations if they need it. And then on the flip side, same for DePaul. Bella Niji is their top arm by several statistics. Second most innings pitched on the year, but the best ERA by nearly 2 runs. 6-7 record, but both are on the bench to get things started, and they are each calling upon, in Georgetown's case, their number 2 arm, and in DePaul's case, I mean, they really haven't had a 1-2-3 pitching rotation this year. They've kind of moved things around, but Niji and Brina Smith are the 2 you would have thought one of them would have started today, but no, they're instead going with the freshman. So now 2-1 is the count here against Albers here in the second inning. This one popped up. Looks to be in foul territory and then hits off the top of the fence. How about that? Couldn't do it again if she tried. Albers, the designated player today. It's been 6th in the lineup for most of Big East play. Comes in with a .247 batting average into this at-bat. Full count now, her against Parker. Payoff pitch, over to short. Quick arm, and one is retired. Good play, good glove made by Morgan Zamora over there at short.
Grace Frazier.
Here's Grace Frazier, the senior. Right fielder 0 for 3 in their last game against UConn. Second season as an everyday starter. That was actually back her sophomore season, 2021. Her junior season, she saw regular action, but by definition, only started about half the games that season. As now Parker falls behind. Grounded. Oh, good grab by Zamora. Oh, and gets the out. Nice play there made by Morgan Zamora over at short. I thought that one was squirting on by into the outfield, but no, she got it just in the heel of the glove to keep it in and then get the out there. Nice play made. Put that one on your highlight reel and save it. That could be crucial as this game goes on. Now it's the catcher, Riley Poole, with 2 outs on the board and nobody on. Two strikes now against Poole. Parker looking for her second strikeout to potentially get out of this inning. Two. Parker looking in to Riley Poole. This one hit out to center, and that is out number 3. 3 up, 3 down in order there for the DePaul Blue Demons. Hoyas now up to bat as we head to the bottom of the second. Welcome back. We'd like to thank you all who have tuned in on Hoya Vision for this final regular season series between the Georgetown Hoyas and the DePaul Blue Demons. Want to update you for those following along at home. Statistically, there was an error awarded to Nicole Sullivan there in that exchange off the hit from Kayla Dunn. It was the play that allowed Dunn to go from first to second, so still recorded as a hit, but she advanced on the error to get over there to second base. Again, it was all for nothing. Just a matter of making sure all the stats are put in correctly, but again, an E6-1 there against Sullivan there in the bottom of the first. So as the Hoyas are back up, this is Gianna Scudlo, who has stepped into right field and for now appears to be holding on to that spot. It's been a little bit of a revolving door at that position, but for now, head coach Pat Conlon entrusting the sophomore Scoreless to have the job. Of course, we've seen Gabby Park this season, Brittany Liu, multiple different players they are trying to work out in right field. Scoreless taking over, about two weeks ago? She has started the last 4 games for Georgetown, starting with their contest against George Mason on April 26th. Right now, 2-2 against her. That one's in the dirt. As Abby Poche is in her second inning of work. Right-hander, standing at 5'7". She will step up into the batter's box, but only limited appearances there this year, just 9 games that she's been able to step in or either be on the base paths. As now it becomes a walk. Scoreless gets aboard with nobody out, as the Hoyas have an early base runner here in the second. You know, it's funny with Poche. DePaul has been known over the past several seasons. They like to recruit arms. They like to recruit pitchers, have multiple pitchers in the system, and then eventually transition them to be a good batter. Have had quite a bit of success doing so. They also have numerous players on their roster that have done that before as well. So it's not just Poche, but let's see, who else on this lineup was recruited as a pitcher? As they try and get 2, but they will get Denara Campos out at first. Advances Scoreless there on the sacrifice. But Tori Meyer, she came in as a pitcher for DePaul. Hasn't pitched, though, since 21. And Brooke Johnson, 2 of the top players here for DePaul, who haven't pitched lately, came into this program as pitchers. This is Casey Lyman, second baseman. Stepping on in. Freshman, one of 3 freshmen at the bottom of the lineup here for Georgetown. Has struggled a little bit at the plate this year, but has been rock solid there in the middle infield, playing both short and second from time to time. As you see, Scoreless just trying to take any advantage that she can to see if she can get on over to third. As the count is 1-2. Lyman 175 is her batting average. This is her 46th start in 47 games. I can tell you she has the trust of the head coach, Pat Conlon. This was popped up over to third, and that's not what Georgetown wanted. An easy out there for DePaul, and now 2 are away, and Scoreless is at second.
Number 12, Claire Turner.
As the sun has popped back out behind the clouds here this Friday afternoon at the Nats Youth Baseball Academy. Was just discussing during the last break. I can't tell if I'm hot or cold. I don't know if I want my quarter zip on, if I want it off. But I know no matter what, I'm going to make the wrong decision, put it back on the next break, and then realize that was also the wrong decision. Oh, 0-1 with 2 outs here for Claire Turner, the center fielder. But more importantly for this team, she has 14 stolen bases. which has proved to be a big difference for this team when she's able to get aboard, turn this lineup over, and then force the pitchers to go after the top bats of this Georgetown lineup. But right now, she's going to have to rely on her bat and her eye to get aboard. Sculo at second. This one's hit high, out in foul territory, and then lands on top of the roof here at the headquarters here of the Youth Baseball Academy. Fourth batter, Pochi has faced this inning. This one is down the line and fair. They are waving her on home. There will be a play. She is safe. Gianna Sculo scores for Georgetown, and they take a one-run lead here in the bottom of the second. An RBI single for Claire Turner puts Georgetown on top. Just the 10th run batted in for Turner. And for Sculo, that is her 12th run scored on the year. Lineup now goes back to Cameron Kondo, who grounded out to second in the first. Runner will go. This is Turner looking for her 15th steal, and she has it. Stolen base for the freshman. "15 steals on 18 attempts. One of the best in the Big East. It's certainly going to be a force for this Georgetown team for years to come with that speed. 1-1. The count as Kondo watches it go by for the called strike. 1-2. Kondo entered today with a .346 average to lead the Hoyas. Had a real hot stretch of games there in the midsection of Big East play. Seemed like every single game she was hitting a home run. She has 13 on the year. Here we go. This one's high, and then Kondo takes first base. Or no. They will see here. There may, well, I will say on the board, the count said 2-2. And, yep, I think that is the case. I think we all got a little bit ahead of ourselves, myself included, but it will be 3 balls, 2 strikes here against Zamora, and well, now she gets the free pass over to first. Pochi just threw another pitch, same spot, gets the walk. And yeah, it seems like there's a lot of confusion now, but coming out of the dugout, Tracy Attic sends to go and talk with her pitcher, as there has not been an arm warming up for DePaul, so it looks like she will stay in. Pochi, her last outing came in their last game against UConn, just pitched 1 out. 1 out of work, but got the start in game 1 against the Huskies, and that was the good one. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 walks, and 5 Ks. That is what DePaul sees in their young right-hander.
Shortstop, number 18.
And if she can do more of that in years to come, she certainly is going to help DePaul get where they want to go, which is back competing for Big East championships and in the NCAA tournament. So 2 outs on the board, 2 on. Georgetown's already scored 1 run here. Turner with speed is at second. Kondo there is at first after the walk. Morgan Zamora, who flew out to left in the first, at the dish. What a season Zamora has had, the transfer from UC Berkeley. One of 2 UC Berkeley transfers, with Kondo there at first, being both her former and current teammate. As this one hit out to center field, and tracked down nicely for the final out. Tori Meyer making a play at the fence to end the inning and end the threat by the Hoyas, but that is not without them striking first. The lead-off walk for Gianna Sculo leads to the first run as they take the lead heading into inning number 3, 1-0. That was a nice one. Going backwards, knowing you're going to hit the fence, almost full stride. Inning number 3 about to get started, but let's go ahead and tell you what this game means for both teams. Again, all eyes are on the Big East softball standings. 4 teams have already clinched a spot in the Big East tournament: UConn, Seton Hall, Villanova, Butler. But the final 2 spots remain up for grabs, as the field has expanded this year. They were at 4. Now it's going to be the top 6 teams that are able to get in. Georgetown, they look to be in a very good spot. All they have to do is win 1 game, and they are in here. But there are several other teams competing for spots. St. John's, Providence, DePaul, who still has plenty to play for, and Creighton are all teams that are fighting to make it in. No one has been eliminated here on Friday, but that may change when all of Friday's games are done. Again, Georgetown, they just need to win 1 and get in. All St. John's has to do to get in is they have to beat 2. DePaul, they basically have to sweep. They have to sweep Georgetown to be able to get in. Providence, there's a variety of ways they can get in and how things shake out for them. Creighton's also a team that need a lot of results to go their way, but bottom line, they have to win games. As it is an exciting final week of the season, and with so much to play for, it's no surprise why the coaches all elected to go to 6 teams this year. If it was 4, it'd be pretty much over. Addison Talbot, first batter up here in the 3rd, grounds out to short. Zamora, again, doing another great job there at short, getting the out. That is her 3rd out she has recorded here defensively. This lineup goes back now over to Nicole Sullivan. Shortstop, junior, was recruited to DePaul on her roster as an outfielder, but playing the middle infield now. Has been batting leadoff most of this season. struck out her first time up as she now has a 1-1 count. Five straight retirements here for Julia Parker. As I said in the beginning of this game, she struggles the second time through the order. So how does she face these batters for the second time? Right now, behind 3-1. But a big hack and a big swing there by Sullivan brings it to 3-2. First walk given by Parker. She has hit 2 batters. Both happened there in the first, and that ends the string of 5 straight retirements that Parker had held. It was 4 groundouts and a line out. But Sullivan's aboard with just 1 out. Base runner here for Bailey Cosgrove. Really one of the forgotten players in this DePaul lineup. Nestled in nicely between the top 4 batters for the Demons. But overlooked sometimes fits players well, and it has Cosgrove this season. But that one flies out to short. Another out recorded here by Zamora. What's that, 3 assists and 1 put out? Believe so. So now let's see if Brooke Johnson does anything with 2 outs. She popped up to second in the first. That was also with a runner aboard. Johnson, of course, who could forget the outstanding season she had last year? Made sure her name was filled in the DePaul record books, and of course the history that the Blue Demons has, that is saying quite a bit. It's Big East all first team at first base. And her numbers have taken a little bit of a step back this season, but you wouldn't know it if you were unfamiliar with what Johnson can do. Count is 2-2. Georgetown enjoying a 1-run lead. As that one's thrown in the dirt, count goes full. Payoff pitch coming here from Parker. This one lifted into foul territory. One of the Georgetown baseball players having to slow down his pace with a full hands, full arms. They're trying to make it on over for their game later this afternoon. 3-2 again. This one's popped up in play. Called out by Sculo there in right field, and that will be out number 3. So we are through innings on the DePaul side of the field. Georgetown now up to bat. There's an important 0 on the scoreboard. I don't know if you realized. Well, there technically isn't a 0, but there should be a 0 where it should. May Forshee will lead things off in this half inning for the Hoyas. Kayla Dunn will be on deck, and in the hole will be Vasquez and Zunza. Forshee drew a 4-pitch walk back in the first, but now her team has a 1-run lead. And she comes out swinging. First pitch, trying to drop that one down for a base hit and diving just out past the glove of the second baseman, Bailey Cosgrove. Just could not quite get there. As a leadoff single here for Forshee. So a good way to get things started for the Hoyas, as they are in business with Dunn here in the batter's box. Again, this Georgetown team, all righties. Pair of lefties for DePaul on the other side. But only one batter's box in use when the team in black is batting. As Dunn pops this one up over in the Georgetown bullpen area. That one actually stayed in play, but unable to get there. Johnson. Dunn trying to lay down a bunt, and she might be able to run it out. No, she is out, but then trying to get to third is Forshee, and she does. May Forshee moved to second on the sacrifice, and then on the play she kept going over to third, and then unable to grab the ball was the catcher, as she had to come out to make the play, Riley Poole. And now Forshee is over at third base with just one out. So how about that sequence? Good series of base running there for Forshee. As now the infield will have a meeting of the minds. No one likes a Friday afternoon meeting. But Abby Poche and her veteran infielders coming in to give her a chat. Paul trying to limit the damage, but they do have the batters to be able to do it with. Vasquez and Zuna, Sculo, Campos. All batters hitting under 250. With first and second base to work with. And now Nzunza is down 0-2. Grounded out to short there in the first on 4 pitches. Zunza started every season she's been with the Hoyas. Poche throws her first ball of the at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Forshee threatening here at third. And DePaul irate with that call. Thought they were going to get it. You heard the scream from the dugout. But Vasquez and Zunza stays alive. The 2-2 popped up deep out to left center, and that one is grabbed nicely at the wall. It will give Forshee the run as Georgetown doubles up their lead to make it 2-0.
Right field, number 1.
So a sac fly for Nzunza gives Georgetown a bigger lead. Two away with Gianna Sculo coming up. That is RBI number 14 for number 8. Sculo started the second with a walk and then came around to score. That was, of course, in the last inning. This one hit hard over to short and unable to make the play. That one would have been tough. Nicole Sullivan already has 1 error on the day. I think I'd give her the benefit of the doubt if I was scoring it. That would have been a tough play. Hit hard, tried to stay in front of it, kept it from going out into the outfield, which could have been 2 potentially. So she kept it here, and let's just see what the scores say. Will it be the 3rd hit of the day for Georgetown or the 2nd error for Nicole Sullivan? They may have some time to think about it. Dayanara Campos, who had the sac bunt her last time up, now at the plate with the runner at first. And yep, I agree with the decision. It will be a base hit, a single there for Sculo, her first of the day. This one gets down for a base hit, and the line keeps moving as Campos gets aboard. So what Coach Conlon wants to see from the bottom half of her order. Small ball, get aboard, and just keep that line moving. Now the 6th batter of this inning will come up in Casey Lyman. Abby Poche. Hasn't been too flashy this season. Only 15 strikeouts. Her walk total is climbed up as the year has gone on.
Number 17.
As we have a pinch hitter coming in here for Georgetown, Sophia Scarangella will step in. Scarangella, who does have 45 at-bats on the year, leads the team from the non-starters, does have a .333 batting average, as Georgetown's trying to get some more runs on the board. You know, of course, this is the final weekend here at the Nats Youth Baseball Academy for several of the seniors in the lineup for Georgetown. Scarangella being one of those seniors. Of course, right now we're in this COVID era of collegiate sports, so it's hard to say who's staying, who's going, who has eligibility. Scarangella rips that one foul. Nevertheless, several players in this Georgetown team deserve to be honored, and how fitting would it be for this senior class if they can cap off their senior season, some their grad seasons, with a trip to the Big East tournament. Scarangella now finds herself behind with 2 strikes aboard and no balls. 2 outs as well. Runners on first and second. This one hit to second to end the frame, but Georgetown is able to get another run. They have 3 hits, scoring 1, leaving 2 runners left on base as they lead 2-0.
I haven't in the top right. I haven't seen them use it either. I've been told that the people they have doing the scoreboard aren't exactly the cream of the crop when it comes to baseball, softball scoring. So I'm trying to just go off this and that to see which one, because sometimes they do. They just like right now Georgetown has 5 hits and there's only 2 on the board. Can't go anywhere in DC without smelling it.
Leading off the DePaul Blue Demons.
Here we are here in the 4th inning. The DePaul Blue Demons will be leading things off here. Anna Wohlers, Tori Meyer, Carly Alvers as they find themselves down 2-0 despite the 5 hits that Georgetown has recorded and the multiple base runners that they've had. The lead just is 2, and we know in softball that is plenty of a lead to be able to overcome and go away in a flash. Julia Parker, she's been pitching well here, has overall limited her base runners, has 2 hit batters, allowed Sullivan to get aboard via a walk, but other than that, she's been clean in this circle here today. And now facing Wohlers for the second time, she has an even 1 ball, 1 strike count. Wohlers is one of the batters that got hit back in the first. Trying to lay down a bunt, and that one goes foul before she doesn't even play it. Of her last 8 batters that Parker has faced, 7 have been retired. The exception being Sullivan's walk. Anna Wohlers had a 4-game hitting streak in this past Sunday. As that one's hit hard out to center, and oh, it drops off the glove of the center fielder, Claire Turner, as Wohlers gets there into second base. Was going to be a tough play there at the wall, but it did hit into the pit of the glove and then dropped out here on the backstop. As Wohlers gets aboard, and once again, that's going to be an interesting decision by our scorekeepers on how they rule it. I want to be fair, but I mean that one was in the glove. And that one was in a glove, probably going to be an E8. That would be my guess. With Tori Meyer now stepping on in, and they have a runner at second base. Second time a Blue Demon's been able to get there. And that will go down as a hit. A double to center field for Anna Wohlers, and there goes the no-hitter. Through 3 innings of work, Julia Parker had not allowed a single hit. I mean, sometimes, to be fair, these are the people I work with, but no matter what ballpark you're in, you always have typically the calls favor the home team. As that base hit out to center will score a run here for DePaul. An RBI single for Tori Meyer plates Anna Wohlers as The Blue Demons get one back.
Designated player, number 3, Carly Alfers.
20th RBI of the season for Meyer, 4th best on the team. For Wohlers, that is her 29th run, which leads the team. As they'll chat, I'll continue my thought. But typically, you have scorekeepers, they tend to have, whether it's a base hit or an error called, they typically favor the home team. That's just natural. That's how it is. That's how it works in every single sport out there. You typically see that reflection go that way. This was a very tough situation because you're either giving an error to the center fielder or you're preserving what would have been the no-hitter for Parker. But they chose the hit. They chose the double. But more importantly, what I'm sure fans at home care about is a 2-1 ball game. DePaul has gotten one back, and there are no outs on the board here as Meyer is at first. And Carly Alvers, who is 0 for 1 on the day, is at the plate. Breaking ball curving out of the zone to make it a 2-1 count. Wind gusting a little bit here. Again, it's 66 here in DC, but with a northerly wind that brings with it some colder air. So it's a cold 66 until the sun comes out. Oh, goes around swinging. That is the second strikeout of the day here for Julia Parker. Started the game retiring Sullivan on strikes and now takes Alvers down on strikes as well. As this will be Grace Frazier. Started every single game this year as the runner got a couple steps off the bag before she checked over at first. Meyer will stay and is safe. For Frazier, best season of her career. As a career best 232 average as she gets that one off the end of her bat and moves the runner over to second. Another nice sacrifice play there made. We've seen a handful of those here today to move runners over, but two are away. Here for the Blue Demons, Riley Poole, who has a 188 average coming into today, is 0 for 1 already. We'll see if she can score Tori Meyer. Have arms working in both bullpens for DePaul and Georgetown. It's likely nearing the end of each of Parker's and Pochi's stints here today. Two-0 pitch, popped up, straight up in the air, and hits off the top of the fence there on the backstop. Parker up to 62 pitches. This is about to be pitch 63. A check swing, but fouled off. From behind, 2-0. Parker gets it back to 2-2 here against DePaul. See Parker wanting to keep it low, not wanting to give Poole much to work with. This one's popped up and deep to right center. That one's off the glove of the right fielder, Sculo. One run comes home, and this game is all tied up as Riley Poole delivers the RBI double, and it is a 2-2 ball game.
Left field, number 28, Addison Talbot.
Meyer scores her 16th run of the season, 12th RBI there for Poole. Just her 17th hit on the season, coming in a big moment here in Game 1 against the Hoyas. And DePaul may not be done. Addison Talbot It was listed as a righty on my scorer sheet, is in the left-handed batter's box. Once again, Parker falls behind. 2 balls, no strikes. Poole not a threat to steal at second. So Parker just focused in on Talbot. Longest half inning of the day here for Parker. Count moves to 3-1. Brooke Plonka warming up in the Georgetown bullpen. Hoyas would love, though, to get out of this inning. This one popped up, playable, and right there to get the out is Parker. But not without some damage done and some runs coming on home here for the Blue Demons. They get 3 hits, leave 1 runner on, but score 2 runs to tie up this game. Bottom of the 4th action coming up next on Hoya Vision.
Huh? The one right here? Yeah, I disagree. Yeah. Like, it was a hard play, but it was like, if it was off the end of the glove, it's a hit. But that one was right there in the pit. Yeah. I agree with you. Every single time. Like, she has some where, like, she gets through it, but it's not as clean as the first time. For whatever reason, I don't know if she's tipping pitches or the batters have a good read on her. At 20, all right.
We have a new arm in the circle here for DePaul. Brina Smith, the senior out of Riverside, California, who leads the team in starts, has a .684 ERA, comes in with what is essentially a new ball game as it is 2-2 here in the bottom of the 4th. She does have a 4-12 record on the season, leads the team in appearances. This wouldn't go down as a save, but she does have one save on the year. Leads the team as well in innings pitched. Second on the team in strikeouts. Has a .344 batting average against, which is second best on this DePaul team. Right now, she is looking to have a new start here for DePaul. Cameron Kondo, leadoff batter here in the fourth. Kondo 0 for 1 with a walk. This one popped up into foul territory and out of play. Rena Smith hasn't pitched more than 3 innings since April 14th. Last 5 appearances have a combined 6 2/3 innings. She did not start in their last series against UConn and instead called on Pochi and Niji to get it done in the circle. So now coming into a high leverage situation. And we'll try and preserve this 2-2 ball game and give her team a chance to take the lead. A 3-2 count has popped up to short and Kondo goes down. And this
Number 10, Cameron Kondo.
As I apologize, that wasn't Kondo, that was Turner. So Turner goes down and now Kondo will step up. So 0-1 here against Kondo as Turner was retired on the pop out to short. But Kondo now falls behind 0-2 quickly. I think one thing with Brina Smith, if she can find a groove, that would be huge in this final series. Be able to come in, see if she can pitch 3 games somehow, even if it's in limited work. I mean, earlier this season, she was very solid for this DePaul team. Got them some key wins. I mean, when she was at Purdue, she had pretty decent junior season. As Kondo, you see the power that Kondo has, but that one's well foul and will bounce out into the street behind us. One, two. One-two pitch stays off the plate to make it 2-2 here for Kondo. Cameron Kondo coming off a 1-for-4 outing against Butler in Game 3. currently on a 5-game hitting streak. Hoyas so far have left 6 runners on in this game. None of them have really been drastic. Most of the base runners have come late in innings, with 2 outs aboard, so I would say those aren't harmless runners left on base, but contextualizing them a little bit. In fact, as I go back and check, every single base runner that has been left on for the Hoyas all got aboard with 2 outs. Back-to-back full counts here for Smith as Kondo fighting through this at-bat. And called strike 3 there against Kondo. Kondo was 3 steps towards first and then got called out by the home plate umpire. She goes down, and Brina Smith has come in and got 2 straight outs to start her relief appearance. So Kondo retired, and now Morgan Zamora, who is 0 for 2, steps on in. She has 2 flyouts to left and to center. Zamora entered this game with a .254 batting average. As it stands, it's going to go down, but a hit here would move it back up. Two outs here in the 4th, and that one looked like a hit off the kneecap of Zamora, and it did. So, hitting batter, first of the day to give the Hoyas a free bag. 2 Blue Demons got hit earlier. Smith now facing a base runner with 2 outs, and May Forshee coming up into the batter's box. She has not been retired yet today. A walk and a single. Got around to third, and then also came around to score on 2 separate appearances. 1 ball, no strikes. Day is done for Posey for now, but as it stands, 3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, both were earned, 3 walks, no strikeouts, no hit batters. 17 batters faced and had 65 total pitches. Three balls, no strikes. No green light given for Forshee as she takes that pitch. Georgetown has a chance right here to strike back against the Blue Demons. And after it started out as a 3-0 count, we go full, 3-2. Forshee yet to swing in this 5-pitch at bat. This one hit down and a base hit. A single there for Forshee, and it will keep Zamora there at second base. Second hit of the day for number 15. And now Kayla Dunn will come up with 2 aboard. Another arm was warming up there for DePaul. That was Katie Pierce, number 33, who has played in 20 games this season. And as I say that, they will have the coaching staff come out and chat with the senior Smith. Kayla Dunn is a player who had such a hot start to the season this year. My goodness. The numbers that she was putting up, there was one point in the year she had a 372 average, 500 on base percentage, and a 946 OPS. That was in the first 20 games. But since then has cooled off. I want to say quite a bit, but has definitely cooled off. She's sitting at a 277 average entering today. She is 1 for 2. Her on base percentage is 388. Her slugging's down at 370. But the Hoyas going after Brina Smith. Got 2 outs right away. Well, I say right away, but both counts went full, and already right now she's up to 29 pitches, facing just her 5th batter. Dunn, the sophomore from Holly Springs, North Carolina. Pops this one up. Maybe playable. No, just barely goes over the fence, and I saw a lot of bodies taking evasive action over there. Where's the youthfulness? Go up and get the ball. There are a lot of 7- and 8-year-olds that'll be disappointed in that crowd back there behind home plate. And a 28-year-old right here. 1 and 2. This one hit over to short. Stop down. Do they get the out at second? Oh, they do. A nice job by the shortstop and the second baseman to be able to get out number 3 and end that one. Nicole Sullivan and Bailey Cosgrove getting the job done. It remains a 2-2 game here in D.C. At the end of the last inning, Kayla Dunn, who was running hard over to first to make sure she beat out a throw, it appeared stepped awkwardly on the first base bag and then was tended to by trainers here on the field before being helped to the Georgetown dugout, and she is still getting attention over there. The focus is on her right knee, which is always a scary spot for ball players, especially when it comes to stepping on bags. It's been rainy the past couple days here, and they play on a turf field, but today it's been clean. But sometimes you just have awkward landings, and that appears what happened to Dunn. And I'm no doctor. I'm not going to try to be one here on TV for you, but if I had to guess, that likely is the day is done here for Kayla Dunn, which would be disappointing for the Hoyas, one of their top batters on the season. And hopefully it isn't for long, and they'll be able to have her back this series. But she is currently being tended to by the trainers. Again, she has a long time. She is the designated player, so we will see what happens 9 batters from now for the Hoyas. But right now, as we are in the top of the 5th of a 2-2 ball game, a 1-1 count here to Nicole Sullivan. Sullivan 0 for 1 today. Got aboard via a walk. Season 287 batter. Has missed a couple of starts, but still 42 starts on her junior season. Earlier this year had a 4-hit game against BYU when she recorded a triple and a home run, and she goes down on strikes. Sullivan retired now for the second time this game with a strikeout by Julia Parker, who stays in this game. We saw Brooke Plonka warming up in the last inning, and now she's still warming up over there for the blue and gray, and Dunn getting a lot of attention there on the Georgetown sideline and in considerable pain. Glove over her face, other hand in front of her glove. I'm fortunate to have what will be the last home series this year for the Hoyas. This one's popped up, foul by Bailey Cosgrove. Parker's been through the order twice now. Has allowed 3 hits and 2 runs. Had a no-hitter through the first 3 innings. Now without some base runners, though. 2-hit batters. Also walked another. Here's Cosgrove as she is 0 for 1 today with a 1-2 count. This one's low and then gets on by into the outfield. Base hit for her, first of the day. 4th different batter to get a hit here for the Blue Demons. So Sullivan's aboard here for the 3 and 4 batters, Brooke Johnson and Anna Wohlers. Johnson's 0 for 2. He's batted 3rd for a majority of this season. Last year, such a good year for Johnson. And this season, while she's been able to get hits, the power simply has not been there. And as I say that, she hits one hard over to right. It was in foul territory, so the runner will stay there at first. But she just hasn't been able to get the power behind the bat. Only a .496 slugging mark, which again is pretty solid, but with what we have from Johnson, we know she can deliver more. In fact, in her last game against UConn, she had her first extra base hit for the first time in nearly a month. In total, she only has 2 hits in her last 8 games. So a little bit of a dry spell here for Johnson. They're going to check on the runner over there at first. For she getting it out quickly. As Johnson has a 2-ball, 1-strike count here in the 5th. Again, we're keeping an eye on Dunn over there on the Georgetown side of the field. That one well inside, and excuse me, it was a 3-1 count, so that would have been the 4th ball. Free bag there for Johnson, the second walk given up by Parker. Two aboard with 1 out. Bailey Cosgrove is at second. Nice and lean there from Cosgrove, trying to threaten. She does have 4 stolen bases this year, which is 3rd on the team. This is Wohlers, who got hit in the first inning and had the double that broke the no-hitter open in the last inning. This one hit hard and deep. That one is gone. A 3-run home run for Anna Wohlers. DePaul, for the first time this game, leads 5-2. 12th home run of the season. She is now up to 35 RBI. One of the tops in the Big East. And that big bat delivers a huge hit here for the sophomore. Cosgrove, Johnson each come home to score. As again, Parker looked so good the first time through, and even was able to get a couple outs there with Sullivan, Cosgrove, and Johnson. But Wohlers, she got this one started. Got their first hit, and then it became contagious. Tori Meyer now with an 0-1 count here against Parker. She's 1 for 2 against her today. Popped up. Doesn't make it out of the infield, and then we'll take him by Lyman there at second. 2 down here in the 5th. Hoyas looking to get out of this one and might hand the ball off to Plonka here in the next inning if they can get out of it. So Pat Collins sticking with Parker. Carly Alvers, the designated player today, 0 for 2. Grounded to short and struck out. homers this year. Sophomore getting big boost in confidence from her head coach, becoming a regular player in the rotation. 36th start of this season. Last time out against UConn, 1 for 3. Brought home a run and scored a run. Not too far from campus, from Okina, Illinois. And now brings the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes here against Parker. Parker nearing 100 pitches here in the 5th. That went across the plate to break it. Another walk given by Parker, and once again another base runner here for DePaul. Blanca has finished warming up, but they will stay with Parker. In fact, they have another pitcher warming up. This one hit out into right in the diving attempt there, unable to be made by Sculo. They are waving the lead runner home, and she is able to get there, and that will be a triple there for the Blue Demons. Then coming on into the plate is called out. Grace Frazier with a triple out to right. The diving attempt by Skula was unable to make the play, and then the Blue Demons looking for more. As she slid in for a triple, the ball got away from third, and Vasquez and Zunza, they told her to come home, and Vasquez and Zunza ran out and got the ball through it to Forshee to get out number 3. But 4 runs come across to score here in the 5th for DePaul. They now lead 6-2, and for the first time today, the Hoyas are trailing as they come up to bat.
That was a lot. Just a crisp knock. That's the one that you hear and you immediately just look up. You don't look at the plate, you just look up. Huh?
Bottom of the 5th here on Hoya Vision. Tyler Byram here with you. Lorena Vasquez and Zunza will lead things off here for the Hoyas if they have some work to do. An update on Kayla Dunn. They are taking her out of the ballpark via a car. A vehicle is taking her away for further treatment. But her day will be done for Georgetown, and it did not look good with the attention she got, and then over the time that it continued, and you can see the pain starting to settle on in. So we wish the best for Kayla Dunn and the rest for Georgetown teammates. It's always rough to have an injury, but during the final weekend of the regular season, it's even more troubling. But in terms of the score, it is 6-2. DePaul on top of the Hoyas. 6 unanswered runs by them. And right now, this is the section of the order that might need to step up in a big way if the Hoyas are going to want to come back in this one. A 1-2 count against Vasquez and Zuna. A slow dribbler off the bat goes foul. Sun has popped back out behind the clouds. Might be a little bit of trouble for the outfielders tracking balls, especially out and right. This one's hard hit over to short, and an out there made as Vasquez and Zunza goes down.
Number 1, Gianna Shulo.
So one away for Gianna Sculo, who's had a good day. Has been able to reach both times she came up, a walk and a single. She's been able to provide a presence at the plate that Brittany Liu and Gabby Park were unable to do so when they were playing out and right. Throughout much of the year, we saw Sculo come in and pinch running opportunities. With her hit back in inning number 3, she now has a 5-game hit streak, but goes down there as she hits it over to second for a line out to Cosgrove. Dayanara Campos will be the last batter potentially here for the Hoyas in this half inning, as Brina Smith seems to have come in and settled nicely, but then again, it's what we saw in the 4th. Came in, got 2 straight outs, and then struggled a little bit, hit a batter, allowed a hit, but eventually got out of it. Campos, the freshman, 0 for 1 today. Was 0 for 2 in their last game against Butler, and eventually got pinch hit for by Scarangella. Started, I don't want to say started the year, but early on this season there was one point where she was batting second. Has gotten moved back now to 7th. The order's been fairly consistent in terms of positional variance. You play in a certain position, you've been in that spot in the lineup with the right fielders being rotated out. Two-0 count here to Campos, make it 3-0. Called strike on the outside edge. Screwball stayed in. Full count. Smith against Campos. Outside for a ball. So Campos draws a walk.
Second base, number 3, Casey Lightman.
That coming with 2 outs on the board. And that's where most of the action has been done for Georgetown's, with 2 outs, but they can't seem to string together hits and walks and action on the base pass at the right time. They don't have enough wiggle room to work with. They have 8 runners left on base today. All 8 runners got aboard when they were 2 outs. And once again, that will happen. They get 2 runners aboard with 2 outs. Is this the inning where Georgetown can get one home in this situation? As that was Lyman who got the base hit, putting Campos all the way over at third, and now here is Claire Turner. If Claire Turner can reach, Cameron Kondo is waiting on deck. As the first pitch go by for a called strike. What a freshman year for Turner. Really has owned this 9 spot in the lineup. But falls behind with 2 strikes there. Georgetown dugout trying to cheer their team back into this contest. This one's off the end of the bat. And then we'll go down the sidewalk there behind the Georgetown dugout. DePaul needs to win every game this series to have a chance. This one hit out to left. That one, is that off the pole? That one is off the pole. A home run for Claire Turner. Hoyas now back within 1 here in the 5th. A 3-run shot by Claire Turner down the line, hit off the foul pole. It's hard to tell because there's a foul pole there, and then just behind it is the pole we have for the lights here on the field. So from my vantage point, I couldn't tell which one it ricocheted off of and came back in play. Home plate umpire said it went off the foul pole, so that's a home run. 6-5 now your score. And for Claire Turner, her 2nd home run of her collegiate career, and has vaulted the Hoyas back into this game in dramatic fashion. I said they were going to have to get it done with 2 outs on the board, as they have been unable to do so every other inning of this game, and none other than the freshman Claire Turner is the one that delivers. Center fielder out of Palo Alto, California. You know she is going to be a featured player for years to come in this Hoya lineup. 6-5 your score, 2 outs and a 1-1 count here against Kondo. With this section of the lineup here, Hoyas may not be done. Checks her swing. Did she go? They say she did. First base umpire calls Kondo out on strikes. She's now struck out 2 times in a row. But Claire Turner, how about that for a freshman? 3-run home run down the left field line off the foul pole. Hoyas back in it, 6-5 as we head to the 6th.
they prohibit here? Plonka's out there. Avery Wismar has pitched 3 games this season. And they have Gabby Nemerich as a pitcher, but she isn't listed as a pitcher on the roster. So I imagine it was an error because it says she only pitched 1/3 of an inning. So that might have been a mistake on like a road game or something.
Riley Poole.
It was the old Howie Kendrick foul ball bang.
Brooke Plonka is the new pitcher for Georgetown. And with Kayla Dunn's injury, of course, that now does raise the question of which arms will be available for the Hoyas, not only today but tomorrow as well, and how will head coach Pat Conlon and her 18 years of experience navigate that in a crucial series here against the Blue Demons. But Plonka comes in, 7-12 record on the year, leads the team in wins, leads the team in ERA with a .458 mark. Does have 6 complete games, but right now she's just looking to finish this game strong and give her team an opportunity to come back here in the 6th and the 7th to try and win this game and punch their ticket to the Big East tournament. Riley Poole, the catcher, here at the plate and is behind 1-2. She hit a double back in the 4th. Lined out to center in the 2nd. This one's a grounder to 3rd. Nice grab, scooped up off the turf, and a big play there made by Vasquez and Zunza. That one could have been for multiple bags if she was unable to make that scoop. So 1 down here for Plonka and her Hoyas, as it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter come in here for DePaul.
Now batting for the Blue Demons, number 7, Peyton Miles.
So if you hear from our PA announcer, Jeremy, saying that there is a pinch hitter, Peyton Viles, the junior, coming in for Addison Talbot. So Talbot was 0 for 2. Unable to get aboard, and now Plonka going up against the junior. We saw this pitch hitting chance back in their last game against the Huskies. Viles went 0 for 1. On the season, Viles has a .147 batting average, just 5 hits and 34 at-bats. And right now, Plonka takes a commanding 0-2 lead in this at-bat. Plonka last pitched in Game 2 against Butler. 2 1/3, 3 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts in 63 pitches. She's been phenomenal this season. Again, had the Hoyas' first perfect game a couple weeks ago against Coppin State. But there have been some outings that have gotten away from her. This one popped up, by Viles and will go foul. Called strike 3 there against Peyton Viles. First strikeout of the day here for Plonka in relief. And now she'll go up against the top section of the lineup, Nicole Sullivan, to try and finish the 6th. For Parker, she started out with a great game. Again, no-hitter through 3. But if her day is done, this is her line. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 runs. All of them were earned. Had 3 walks, but also had 3 strikes. Hit 2 batters, faced 25 total. Allowed 4 extra base hits and 98 total pitches. 56 of them were strikes. Her team down 6-5. Just 1 run here. Got 3 runs back off that home run for Turner. Credit to my cameraman here, Art, but we've seen quite a few notable home runs off the foul pole here in DC. As now Plonka falls behind. 2-1 here to Nicole Sullivan. Hit out to center. It's low, but it just gets over the home run fence. A solo shot for Nicole Sullivan. Her 6th long ball of the season, and it gives the Blue Demons 1 more run here in the 6th. Plonka looking great, was settled, had 2 big outs, and then Sullivan takes the 2-1 count. A line drive home run, and the lead is now 7-5. Bailey Cosgrove watches the first ball go by to get a 1-0 count. We are here in the top of the 6th. DePaul had a big 5th inning to take the lead in this game. Georgetown got 3 back in the bottom half of that inning. Now, who's the next team to be able to pull the momentum? It looks like DePaul. Back-to-back hits as Cosgrove is aboard.
First base, number 8, Brooke Johnson.
Here we will have a Brooke versus Brooke matchup. Plonka versus Johnson. Johnson got aboard in the last inning for the first time this game with a walk. Came home to score off of that home run from Anna Wohlers. You came to this game wanting to see action. We've seen a little bit of everything here. Already 3 home runs total in this game. 2 by DePaul, 1 by Georgetown. And this one gets to the gap between short and third. 3 straight hits now for the Blue Demons, as Johnson is aboard. Now, after struggling in what was probably the worst section of her season, Johnson has hits in back-to-back games. Last one against UConn and one against here, and actually has reached safely in the last 3. She got hit by a pitch in game 2 against UConn and scored the game-winning run off of the double by Wohlers. As Conlon comes out to talk to her pitcher, Plonka. Again, grad transfer out of the Ivy League this year. One of several transfers on this roster for Georgetown. Trying to just get out of this inning. She got 2 straight outs to get it started and then 3 straight hits. And Anna Wohlers at the dish doesn't give her a forgiving spot to get out of it. Wohlers is 2 for 2 with a double and a home run. She has reached every single time she stepped up. She got hit by a pitch in the first. And three-oh count. Plonka against Wohlers. No green light for Wohlers. It's 3-1. Games move past 2 hours here in DC. And that one's down the right field line, fair. Base hit will score a run. They will keep the runner at third, and it will be a double here for Wohlers. 3 hits, all of them extra bases for number 22. 4 straight hits now for the Blue Demons. And first base is open. Bailey Cosgrove comes home to score. That's her 2nd run brought home this game. She has 14 runs this season. This one's popped up, a chance for Georgetown to get out of it, and they do. Lyman recording the final out. But the Blue Demons send 7 to the plate, able to get 4 hits and score 2 runs to push the lead up to 8-5. Here we are,
Number 18.
bottom of the 6th. Hoyas find themselves down by 3. Morgan Zamora and May Forshee are both due up. And then the injured spot that was occupied by Kayla Dunn will come up. Who will Pat Conlon choose to take there? She'll have a couple of options. You want to go with who has the best average on the season that has not yet to step up? That would be Gabby Park, number 14, but we will see. Also opportunity for her to get a little bit creative as well with the lineup and the outfield positioning as well. But right now it is Zamora who is looking for her first hit today. 1-1 count, hit out to right. And first one is down.
Catcher.
She's hit it to all corners of the field today. Fly out to left, fly out to center, and now line out to right. With a time getting hit mixed in there. So here's the catcher, May Forshee, who, without Dunn, now may be the last big bat that gets an opportunity in this game for Georgetown. Of course, we have Kondo, but we're going to need a couple of players to come across for the Hoyas to get it back to her. I say come across, and yes, that's come across to score, because be quite impressive if they're able to do so without scoring and just doing it in the old-fashioned way with small ball hitting and base hits. 2-0 count here against Forshee, and now we have a called strike. Forshee with 2 singles and a walk. Also has scored a run. Accounts for 2 of the runners that have been left on base today. That is again out of 8 that the Hoyas have left stranded. Brina Smith who came in and has allowed a couple of batters to get on. She is now retired 2 straight. Just if she can get Forshee here with a full count, DePaul will be in a very good spot here to close out this game. 3-2, and a base hit. That one gets down in the gap between right and center. Forshee turning a corner and going to second, and the ball is put in cleanly, but a 1-out double here for May Forshee. Big hit there for number 15.
Designated player, number 19.
And with her 11th multi-hit game on the season, it appears she has gotten her mojo back after losing it there in the middle of that Butler series. So now with a pinch hitter about to come on here for Georgetown, everyone's going to stop and talk here for a moment. And it will be Samantha Miller that is getting the call here from Pat Conlon, the junior. 185 average this season. 15 starts. This is going to be her 31st appearance. She started game 2 against the Bulldogs, but went 0 for 3 in that game. And a big moment here for the Tampa native. Forshee at second. First pitch is low for a ball. Of course, she's replacing Dunn, who left this game with an injury in inning number 4. Trying to run out of play and stepped awkwardly on the first base bag. As this one's hit, grounded to second, trying to control it. They do get the out, but Forshee stays at second.
Third base, number 8.
You have that one softly hit there, wise to stay on, but with the delay it took her to get the ball up and out. Forshee could have tried to get to third, instead stays at second. Probably the smart decision, but may have been a missed opportunity as Cosgrove kind of fumbled it a little bit. She slipped, wanted to keep the ball in front of her, and it took a couple grabs to try and get it, but nevertheless, Miller is out at first, and now 2 are away with Lorena Vasquez and Zunza up here. She is looking for her first hit. She's 0 for 2, had a sac fly, brought home one of Georgetown's 5 runs. Second straight year as a starter here for Vasquez and Zunza, ending her career on a good note in the role that she's been called upon. This season's played designated player, first base, and at third. Two-one count for Vasquez and Zunza with 2 outs on the board. This one's popped up out to left and then harmlessly goes into foul territory. This one hit out to right and then grabbed there at the wall. Grace Frazier getting out number 3 as the Hoyas go down there in the 6th, which may have been their last gasp. Now DePaul will step up here in the 7th, see if they can tack on a few before heading to the bottom of the 7th.
No, I appreciate it. Anything to make me look better. They're sure taking their time with this one today. Oh, Sterling? No. On a Friday? To work or to see? Oh, okay.
Designated player, number 3, Carly Alvers.
Now time to see if DePaul can add on a couple of runs here, some insurance runs, if you will, here in the 7th. They're up 8-5, have 10 hits on the day, and in fact, all 10 hits have come in the last 3 innings. It's crazy, not too long ago, Georgetown was just down 1 run as Brooke Blanca came in and got the first 2 outs. With the meat of their lineup due up in this last half inning, you thought they had a chance to come and make something happen, but then that home run by Nicole Sullivan changed things. For Blanca, she's here against Carly Alvers, first time facing number 3 today. Alvers 0 for 2 with a walk. Now behind 1-2 in this count. Oliver's a sophomore, standing at 5'4". The DP for today, listed on the roster as an infielder. For Plonka, she has an 0-3 record in her last 4 appearances. This loss would not go against her, but instead go against the starter, Julia Parker. That is, unless the Hoyas can come back in the bottom of the 7th. She came out when it was a 6-5 ball game. Olvers, 2-2 count. Pops up. Out of play. Game 2 of the series is tomorrow. You can catch it on Hoya Vision. It will be at 1 p.m. Game 3 will be Sunday at noon. And if things stand the way they are, things get very interesting in the battle for the Big East tournament. As Plonka gets one to start the 7th, Alvers goes down on strikes, the second strikeout here for Plonka's stint.
Number 1, Grace Frazier.
So this will be Grace Frazier, who had the triple in the 5th. That's her lone hit on the day. Used her speed to tag each bag and then tried to come on home too on a missed throw.